Today is January 3rd, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is President Tsai to urge Beijing to renounce the use of force in the New Year address. Taiwan President Tsai delivered the 2022 New Year address on Saturday. She brought out the issue of cross-strait relations and the Hong Kong incident. At the same time, Chinese President Xi talked about the unification of Taiwan and China. Here are some points. A. For the cross-strait relations, President Tsai reminded Beijing authorities not to misjudge the situation. She said the use of military means is absolutely not an option for resolving the differences between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait. B. As for Chinese President Xi, he said that, too, the unification of motherland is the common goal for both sides of the strait. However, I think it is ironic. She wants to unify, but on the other hand, Chinese fighters constantly invade Taiwan's ADIZ, which aroused the resentment of Taiwanese. So I would like to ask, under these circumstances, how can Taiwan and China be united? C. Regarding the Hong Kong incident, President Tsai pointed out the Hong Kong government arrested several members of the Hong Kong media stand news 立场新闻, including famous singer He Yunshi. President Tsai said that Hong Kong and China authorities should not deprive human rights and freedom of speech in Hong Kong. President Tsai reiterated that resilient Taiwan, one with the world, is the theme of 2022. I do agree. In the war against COVID-19, Taiwan's effort to join CPTPP and resistance to the repression from China, I think the world will see how resilient Taiwan is in the year 2022. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 domestic cases. First, I want to talk about President Tsai said Taiwan to become world's 20 largest economies. President Tsai Ing-wen had a live spring speech on New Year. As she talked about the economic growth of Taiwan, she mentioned the IMF forecast that Taiwan will regain its spot among the world's 20 largest economies next year. She also said the 4 referendums last year show the determination of Taiwanese wants to step into the globe, and we will make more efforts on the diversified layout of international economic trade. And Chinese President Xi Jinping also had a New Year address, and he said that the complete unification of the motherland was an aspiration shared by people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. However, China threatened Taiwan will face profound catastrophe. We know that a New Year message for China from President Tsai saying that the military conflict is not the answer and China should prevent any internal expansion of military adventurism. And the spokesperson of the Taiwan Affairs Office in Beijing, Zhu Fenglian, rebutted and say that we are willing to strive for the prospect of peaceful reunification, but the pursuit of independence will only throw Taiwan into a deep chasm and bring about profound catastrophe. At the same time, a Chinese military spotter plane entered Taiwan's ADIZ on New Year's Day. We know that a Chinese military plane briefly entered the country's air defense identification zone as Taiwanese celebrated New Year's Day. Another Chinese military plane entered on Sunday, which marking the second intrusion this month, with Taiwan sent aircraft and broadcast radio warning. Moreover, I want to take you to Hong Kong that their news media closed amid crackdown on press freedom. Hong Kong's independent media stand news 立场新闻 has announced its shutdown following the arrest of 6 current and former members of the team, which include a famous singer He Yunshi. Hong Kong police say that the 7 were arrested on suspicion of conspiring to publish seditious material to incite hatred toward the government. However, I disagree with that. We know that the Hong Kong version of national security law is legislated by Chinese People's Congress. Whoever is violating the law to publish seditious material is all defined by Beijing and Hong Kong authorities. I don't think it is a convincing law. It's simply a crackdown on freedom of press in Hong Kong. Well, that is why U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called on China to cease targeting the city's free and independent media and to immediately release those journalists and media executives who have been unjustly detained and charged. However, the arrest already intimidated the media environment of Hong Kong. We know that Citizen News, 众新闻, announced it will shut down on January 4th. They said, we must ensure the safety and well-being of everyone who is on board. I think this is the darkest moment of Hong Kong media. Fight on Hong Kong. God bless Hong Kong. This is Catherine from Taipei, and I hope you have a nice Monday. And I'll see you again.